2022 has been another challenging year for South Africans. Many have been experiencing, among others, the challenges of power cuts, violent crimes and political infighting within the ANC. Joining us now to look at the year ahead is political commentator Rebone Tau. Rebone, good evening. I appreciate your time today. It certainly appears that 2023 certainly offers the ANC an opportunity to recover potentially from what has been a difficult year. Is 2023 a litmus test for the ANC as we look ahead to 2024's elections?
Good evening, Hugo, and good evening to the viewers at home. Absolutely, this will be a very interesting year for the ANC because, as you say, that we're now looking at 2024 elections, and we can, look at how the ANC did in 2019. You know, there was a serious drop in terms of the voters, showing that they don't have much confidence in the ANC. I mean, we know that they even nearly lost Gauteng. It was a very close one for the ANC. So they really have to work hard, to show South Africans that indeed, when they speak about renewal, when they speak about fighting corruption, things need to happen this year to give that confidence to South Africans.
So if we take a look certainly at some of the fighting or some of the parties or factions, it's almost along provincial lines where many in the KZN, led by former President Jacob Zuma, out seemingly to get the president of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa. Now that President Cyril Ramaphosa has been given a second term, certainly by the ANC electorate, does it offer him an opportunity to unite and pull together the ANC? And do you see that as a possibility?
The ANC is going through a very difficult time, as an organization. The divisions, I think, are too deep. For the past 5 years, President Ramaphosa felt it very difficult to unite the ANC, and right now, this is his last term as the ANC president, and it will be in his best interest to make sure that what he always preaches about, the unity that becomes his legacy as the outgoing president, because in 2027 he will not be contesting for the president of the ANC, so it will be in his best interest. But the problem is that also you've got what we call factions in the ANC, and there's been rumors about a reshuffling that we are going to see. Besides that, we know that the current newly elected Secretary General is the Minister of Transport. Obviously now that position now is going to be vacant. We know that also the position of the Minister of Public Service, Ayanda Dlodlo, who resigned last year, is still vacant up to now. So obviously that reshuffling, we are anticipating it, but we'll have to see if it's going to be a long faction alliance. Those who do not agree with President Ramaphosa, the likes of Lindiwe Sisulu, the likes of Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, if they will survive this reshuffling, or the president will have to really apply his mind to also look at the best interest of the organization, because also the reshuffling can be based around factions, but the reshuffling should be based also around people's competence in their different portfolios as ministers.
Now let's talk a little bit about the IFP winning Ward 99 in eThekwini only a few weeks ago. Does this again speak to that divisiveness that we are seeing within the ANC, them losing some of these seats?
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at last year, actually towards the end of the year, most of the by-elections that has been taking place in KwaZulu-Natal, we've been seeing the IFP, winning strongholds of the ANC, and in particular on the 14th of December, we saw that they lost that ward in eThekwini. But what is interesting about this also, you must remember that I think 2 months back or something, there was a report, between the IFP and the DA meeting around, coalition discussions. It shows that they are really preparing for 2024, and in particular that ward, the reports were saying that the DA was making the IFPs alleged, so this shows that they are far ahead of the ANC, while the ANC is so inward looking, in terms of how it approaches things. A lot of things are happening, and this is really really costing them, and especially in KwaZulu-Natal. You must remember the only time the ANC really won outright in that province, it was in 2009 under the presidency of Jacob Zuma. Before that, the ANC had never gotten 50+1 in that province, and we saw when former President Jacob Zuma got out of power in 2019, there was a decline, and this also proves that there's going to be a more decline, and they nearly, they even lost eThekwini, in the local government elections, at the ANC. So it's very difficult for them. And they lost a lot of district municipalities, local municipalities in KwaZulu-Natal.
Rebone Tau, appreciate your time this evening, a political commentator, giving us perspective on what 2023 looks like.